It is a good morning. Thank you, Mindy. It's 19 minutes after 7 o'clock, the 17th day of July 2014. And here at the Paddock Mall, it is 72 degrees, the same temperature as the spring water at Silver Springs and Rainbow Springs. So jump into the water. You won't even notice it. It's the same temperature. Go over there and jump. Just be careful. There's an alligator over there, or at least one.
Yeah,
and
at least.
Probably many. And that guy's not alone. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not all by himself.
No.
He doesn't like being by himself. Don't worry, Robin. How you doing?
Good. Good morning, Larry. How are you?
I'm pretty good. We've got a good show planned, and I'm kind of excited about it. So let's just jump right into it. I'll tell you what we're doing this morning. At 7:35, I posted on Facebook the Congressional 2014 Long-Term Budget Outlook. It is a PDF. It's there right now on the WOCA Facebook page. The reason I posted it is because that is what I am drawing from for the 7:35 segment. We will look at what those who know more about this stuff than I do are saying about it. So the Congressional Budget Office has published their report, and so we'll look at it. And you know, the one thing I've always said about some groups like the Watchdogs groups, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
It's good that we have. First of all, it's good that we have freedom of speech. That's the first thing to say.
Yep.
Second of all, it's good that we have freedom of the press. I guess those go hand in hand, and probably both are tied for first place. But the next thing is that we have watchdog groups. I mean, these are the people who really, really look at this stuff. I mean, you and I, let's be honest, we are entertainers. We pass along the information, and once in a while we may be bright enough to actually figure something out, but but a lot of times it's just us kind of regurgitating something that we've read or heard, or asking the listeners to chime in on things. So when a watchdog group looks at a document like the congressional budget and says, "Whoa, look at this, taxes will rise beyond historical averages," that's what they're saying. I'll just kind of give you a little advance notice. So anyway, I guess I just wanted to let you know that's where we're going with that at 7:35.
Okay.
And I want the phones open, and we'll open them, of course, and allow our listeners to participate in that. 8:35 this morning, News Bites, the segment of this show that we created so that we could just basically read the news, do exactly what. I mean, typically between 7 and noon, we have lots of news and we have lots of commentary. Mm-hmm. And our intent between 8:35 and 9 is to shy away from commentary, although it does creep in now and then, especially if we have other people in the studio besides ourselves.
Yeah. Because
they like having fun. I understand. Today's Thursday, Veterans News. Hank Whittier will be here. He's the executive director of Veterans Helping Veterans, and it's an unbelievably wonderful organization. Hank is a man that deserves some kind of a medal, some kind of a recognition, and may or may not have received it for his work with Vets Helping Vets. But anyway, he comes in here every Thursday and brings us that program.
He served our country, and now he's serving our veterans.
Absolutely. 9:35, Deborah Ness and Dr. Joshua Nietzsche are coming on. Deborah is the president of the National Partnership for Women and Families, and Dr. Nietzsche is an obstetrician and a gynecologist. They say there's some political agendas regarding our medicine and our health care.
Yep.
They've written a book. I'm not a book. They're coming on to talk about a report. It's called the Bad Medicine Report.
Yeah.
It's published by the National Partnership for Women and Families. They say the political agenda we're seeing in the news every day is undermining healthcare.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see.
Today we'll talk golf at 10:05. Jim Beckett is our golf expert, and of course he will talk to us about golf. And isn't today the big day for golf? Isn't there a big thing happening today?
Yeah, in England or something like that. Yeah, a guy from Winter Park is on the boards over there.
Yeah, so I'll just sit back and listen and learn. 10:35 this morning, Dr. Vin Chung is one of the forgotten Vietnamese boat people. He studied at the University of Sydney, Australia, as a Fulbright scholar. He's a theologist. He's a theologist. I'm sorry. I know I was corrected a few times. Serves on the board of World Vision, and he's written a book called Where the Wind Leads. All royalties go to the World Vision, by the way, for their relief efforts. So looking forward to hearing his story. Wow.
It's his memoir.
Deanna Schelpman is coming at 11:05. She is a vascular technologist at Ocala Health Vascular Surgery. She's coming into the studio. She's been invited by our friends Suzanne Santangelo, Leah Caruso, and Brittany Marthaler. Those three ladies help bring us health experts every 2 weeks or so, right?
Yep. First and third Thursday of the month.
From Ocala Health and from Strive Physical Therapies. That's the two organizations the ladies represent. Fun with Joe. I can't wait to do Fun with Joe today. I found something that I just found so fascinating.
Yay! I love when you're excited.
Well, I like music and I like well-written songs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And a song, in my definition, is melody mixed with words. So the lyric is just as important as the melody. Not always, but for me it is. A good lyric is good to study. And so there are some popular songs that incorporate within their lyrics references to literature.
Oh, wow.
And some of them are obvious. Some of them you've known. And others I was like, oh, wow, I never realized that song was talking about that book.
Mm-hmm. That's
so,
cool.
or at least in part. So I have those clips, and you can actually get 4 points on some of these.
Wow.
If you could name the singer or artist, you could name the song, and you can name the work of literature, and you could name the author of that work of literature. So you have an opportunity to earn 4 points from each one of those things. And then on the segment with Galen, I am so excited about today's Galen segment because here's why.
Yes.
You know, we're getting close to the anniversary of the first man on the moon, right?
Yep.
Is it?
It's coming up.
Is it the 20th? Is that the date? July 20th?
I'm not sure. We had that news item yesterday in News Bites about all the activity that's at the different space centers, and I can't remember exactly.
When did man land on the moon for the first time?
But this coming Monday at our space center, they're going to name one of the buildings, one of the sections in honor of Neil Armstrong. So that's what's happening.
What do you mean
our space center? Because they have Kennedy Space Center and they have the Space Center up in Alabama.
Oh, when
and
you
they're
say,
having different.
I see.
I'm sorry. They're going to name the Kennedy Space Center that's located in Titusville, Florida.
Okay.
They're going to name a building that's located within that space center after Neil Armstrong.
Okay, I didn't know.
I said it wrong.
Well, I just didn't know if you. I didn't know if you meant Florida or Ocala.
Oh, okay.
When you said our, I didn't know. That's all I wanted to have.
Yeah, I have to learn how to be.
I just looked up.
more specific.
July 20th, 1969 was the landing on the moon. But anyway, I have some facts about the moon landings that I've never known before. Including, you're not going to believe this, astronauts know, and they're the only ones who know, the ones who went there, what the moon smells like.
They know what it smells like?
They know what it smells like.
They have their helmets on.
I know. Wait till you find out. Wait till you find out how they know what it smells like. But it's an amazing thing. There's so...
In their spacesuits. Oh, yeah. That's what it smells like.
Hey, Neil! You smell something out there? No, nothing at all. I don't know. I smell something pretty bad. Did you eat that freeze-dried ice cream? Well, yeah, I did. Same thing happened to me. That was funny, Rob. So interesting facts about the moon landing that I never knew. I mean, I'm hoping most of you never knew them either. Otherwise, it'll be just for me, just for my own amusement.
I probably don't know, so I'm going to be all ears.
So that's our morning. Let's go to the phone, and somebody's been waiting patiently. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. Good morning. At 6:30 this evening in the main public library on where Fort King and Silver Springs Boulevard and 25th Avenue meet.
Right.
The Eagle Forum will be having its meeting, and our guest speaker will be Sheriff Blair.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I got your email, and thank you for that. I put it in my news this morning.
Anybody wishing to hear Sheriff Blair is welcome to attend.
Yeah.
6:30 p.m. at the main public library, the Eagle Forum.
All right. I put 6 p.m. in my news, so I'm assuming that what I got. You're saying 6:30?
Then it's 6. I wasn't looking at the.
Okay. Yeah, I got it from
looking at the thing.
Thank you, Jim.
Made the call.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Jim. I appreciate that.
All right. Have a good day.
All right, you take care. Yeah, Jim sent me that in an email, and I made it one of my news stories. The sheriff is showing up. He's going to explain the sheriff's office new crime prevention program utilizing the kiosks that we've been hearing so much about.
Yeah, I heard your news this morning. That was
so
cool.
Yeah, we've got one kiosk here in the mall, and I think that was the first one.
Yeah.
And then I guess the other ones are. This is how technology changes. The other ones are better than this one. Right? Isn't that what they say?
That's right. That's what they say.
The other ones are better. So anyway, if you want to know more, Jim's got a really good point, and go see the sheriff at the library, the main library today at 6 p.m. The Eagle Forum bringing you that. All right, we'll take a little break and be right back after the news.
Fox News Radio, I'm Steve Rappaport. Rockets from Gaza reportedly fired at Israel after a temporary ceasefire took effect.
Overnight, the military say they foiled an attack by 13 heavily armed militants who sneaked into Israel through a tunnel from Gaza. The tunnel was bombed, but it's not clear if any militants were killed.
Fox Radio's Emily Wither in Jerusalem. It sounds like a Hollywood thriller, but it was the real thing in Stockton, California. 2 bank robbers and a hostage killed after a wild police chase.
It appears that one of the gunmen used the bank customer as a human shield.
Public Information Officer Joseph Silva.
The gunfire from the suspects was so reckless that multiple uninvolved residences and vehicles were struck by gunfire.
2 other hostages and a 3rd suspect wounded. IRS emails that mysteriously disappeared added to the Justice Department investigation of the agency for targeting conservative groups. Fox News. We report, you decide.
There's more to Fox News Radio than meets the ear. Go behind the headlines and join the conversation on the hottest stories of the day on the Fox News Radio Facebook page. Be a part of the Fox News Radio Facebook fan community. Post comments and tell us your opinions. See behind-the-scenes photos and videos and post your reactions to the stories that matter to you. Click the like button on Facebook and connect with breaking news and features like Fox in the Fast Lane, House Call for Help, and more. Go to facebook.com/Fox News Radio.
Weeknights, we're busting out a brand new lineup. First, market fraud, government abuse, corruption. At 5, nothing's off limits on money with Melissa Francis. Then, from bloated bank fees to consumer scams. At 6, Jerry's exposing the issues impacting your wallet. Plus, get smart market insight and trusted analysis you won't find anywhere else. At 7, Lou Dobbs is all business. And the first and last name in business, Cavuto, shedding light on the biggest stories making headlines at 8. Only on the Fox Business Network.
Sign up for this year's Marion County Heart Walk and be part of a local movement that's helping others live longer, healthier lives. Join me, Corey Poole, your 2014 Marion County Heart Walk Chairman, and walk with me on Saturday, October the 4th at the Baseline Road Trailhead. It's a free event promoting physical activity and heart-healthy living. To find out how you can help fight the #1 killer of all Americans, visit us online at marionheartwalk.org.
Veterans are the foundation upon which our freedom is built. Listen to The Source, WOCA, each Thursday at 9 a.m. to Veterans News with Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. You'll hear tributes, information on veterans issues, and stories that will make you laugh, cry, and feel proud. Veterans News always focuses on the military, past and present, and on our first responders. Veterans News is brought to you each week by Palm Chevrolet, where supporting the community is the Palm Chevy way, and by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, keeping you blooming since 1952.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Intervals of clouds and sunshine today. There can be a shower or thunderstorm in the area this morning, and a couple of thunderstorms during the afternoon and evening hours, the high 87 to 91. And partly cloudy later tonight, low 69 and a few inland spots, 74 near the coast. Tomorrow, partly sunny with an afternoon thunderstorm, mainly over the interior, the high 87 to 91. On Saturday, clouds and sun with an inland thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
Thank you. It's 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Really nice looking Thursday morning. It's 72 degrees here at the Paddock Mall. A couple things happening. But by the way, there was a story this morning on I guess over in Flagler County. The school board over there met with Kim McDougall, who is one of Rick Scott's education people. I guess she's the advisor. Is she? Kim? I don't know, she or he. But anyway, so they had this closed door meeting talking about the Common Core, which in Florida it's now being called the Florida Standards, but they say it is basically Common Core. Well, the one thing that they've added in the state of Florida is cursive. They've made sure that our students learn cursive handwriting. I don't know how important that is to you, but I know that a lot of people have said that they want that back in there. Also, Florida Standards added calculus to the curriculums, where I guess the Common Core doesn't have calculus, which is weird.
Gosh.
But the Common Core that I've been exposed to is nutty to me. But I'm not a math teacher. I'm not a teacher.
It's insane.
I would love to know what the teachers have to say about it, and that's not my topic for right now. But it was in the news this morning, and I don't know if anybody broke any rules, but the governor was supposed to. Well, he did. Let's see. There was a statement here. The governor initially backed the Common Core standards. The State Board of Education was required to hold public hearings on the new criteria to address the issues brought up by those opposed to it. They were required to have public hearings, but the one in Flagler County, this is why it's in the news, is because it was a closed door meeting.
That is bad.
It's just kind of shady. It's like 15 people showed up. 15 people.
Well, it's private.
It was closed door. Yeah.
Yeah, it's private.
So it is one of those things where it's Flagler County, and
it'll come over here.
It's supposed to be something we're all talking about. And again, I would love to hear what a teacher has to say. We'll have to invite some in. I don't want to say that you shouldn't. From what I've seen, if I had a child in school at this point in my life, and that child came home with the Common Core, I would try to figure out, well, what are they? I would give it the benefit of the doubt, I guess, first of all, because I wouldn't want the child to think that I was upset, because you know how that often is misunderstood.
Yeah.
By a child thinking you're upset at them.
Yeah, exactly.
So you would be upset at the Common Core, but of course you would try to understand it and maybe make it make sense so that you could help, because this always happens when the children come home. Because homeschooled children are not the only children who are homeschooled. I've said this 100 times. Right. A good parent is homeschooling regardless of whether the child goes to public school or private school. And then the homeschool parent, and we've had examples of all three types of students in the studio, and all three, the ones we've seen, have excelled. That's why they were in the studio, because they won some kind of an award or something. But
yeah, we have had students in here a lot.
That is really not what I wanted to talk about, but some reason it kind of, my attention was drawn to that. All right, so I was going to give you a public announcement, but I'll do that later.
Okay.
Instead, if you go to the WOCA Facebook page right now, you will see that I posted a link to a PDF file. Let me go to our Facebook page so I can remember what it's called.
Okay.
It's from Congress. I believe it's the Congressional Budget Office 2014 Long-Term Budget Outlook. I think that's what it's called. I can't type and talk at the same time. So I just think that's what it is.
But it's on the Facebook page.
If you want to see the whole report for yourself, you can click on that link and you can download the PDF.
That is cool.
Boom, you've got it. You've got the congressional report. The reason that is important, well, it's important anyway, but the reason it's important in the context of this morning show right now, this segment we're doing, is because I want to read to you an article from Newsmax and Politico. Those are two organizations, Politico especially, and is it CNS too? Yeah, CNS. I got something from CNS also. And so these are organizations that typically, while they deliver the news, they also serve as watchdog groups. These are the groups that say, "Wait a minute, I don't like this here."
Yeah.
So that's why I have that as a reference guide, so you can look at it yourself, in case you disagree with their assessment of this report that I'm about to tell you about. The phone lines are open, 622-9622, but let me read you what it says in this report. It says, taxes will slowly but steadily climb over the next 25 years to levels beyond historical averages, affecting Americans at every income level, according to that report I just told you about, that you can find on the Facebook page, WOCA's Facebook page. It's called the Congressional Budget Office 2014 Long-Term Budget Outlook. That's what it's called. In the report, the agency paints a picture, you could say a grim picture, of the economic future for us Americans, and especially if you're a taxpayer. If you're not a taxpayer, I guess it doesn't matter. Most of us are. Especially for low-income taxpayers. So it's going to be worse. You're already making nothing. Now you're going to have it taken away. Even if no changes in tax law were enacted in the future, the effects of the tax system that would be in place would differ in significant ways from the effects of the tax system today. That, according to the Congressional Budget Office, that's their quote. That's their quote.
They are totally dismissing the fair tax. They're totally dismissing
Oh, yeah, of
everything.
course, yeah. Another statement in the report is this, quote, people throughout the income distribution would pay a larger share of their income in taxes,
Oh, gee.
and many taxpayers would face diminished incentives to work and save.
They are absolutely nuts.
Politico says, this is one of the watchdog groups, the value of the mortgage interest deduction will be cut by nearly half. Many more Americans will owe taxes on their Social Security benefits.
Of course, there you go.
You're getting the money back
Waiting on
that you invested all your life.
Yeah.
And
your
now you're
money.
paying taxes on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Obamacare taxes aimed at the well-to-do, those who have a little bit more than the rest of us, will begin hitting a lot more taxpayers. Right now,
Of course.
it's going to the upper crust. It'll sink down to the rest of us.
Of course.
In other words, it'll be like England. For example, a family of four earning half the median income in the year 2039, about $73,200 by the calculations of the report, which includes the value of tax benefits like health insurance through work, would pay 10% of their earnings in individual and payroll taxes, which is up from the current negative 1%. Negative 1%, really. Top earners would also be affected. A family of four earning 4 times the median income in the year 2039, which is estimated to be $585,600 a year, would pay 31% of their income in taxes.
That's horrible.
31%.
Absolutely horrible.
Today, that same tax bracket pays 28%.
Gee.
So if you're making a lot of money, you're going to continue to make a lot of money. You better make more because it's going to be taken away. How many people have ever had this circumstance where you put more hours in at work and you actually take home less money because
Sure.
you're in the new tax bracket?
Yeah, you're in a different tax bracket.
The
government gets it.
Congressional Budget Office warns that tax receipts in 2039 will total 19.4% of the nation's gross domestic product.
Oh, gee.
Tax receipts will total 19.4% of the nation's gross domestic product, a level rarely seen since the last half century and surpassing the 17.4% average seen over the past 40 years. Along with the huge tax increase will be governmental debt increases to levels that haven't been seen since the Second World War, according to the prediction in the report, the Congressional Budget Office report. Citing interest, healthcare costs, the aging of the population, and increased interest payments on the debt. Again, the report that all of this is stemming from is the Congressional Budget Office 2014 long-term budget outlook, basically raising a red flag so that hopefully the ones who read the report and understand it will write their congressman and the president and everybody else who is responsible for the way we conduct our fiscal business. We need to take a little break and then we'll continue this. And remember, the phone lines are open. I'd love to hear what you have to say, but we are just a few seconds away from weather and then a few commercial announcements, and then we'll be back. Deal?
Deal.
This is The Source, WOCA 72 degrees here at the Paddock Mall.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Intervals of clouds and sunshine today. There can be a shower with thunderstorm in the area this morning, and a couple of thunderstorms during the afternoon and evening hours, the high 87 to 91. And partly cloudy later tonight, low 69 and a few inland spots, 74 near the coast. Tomorrow, partly sunny with an afternoon thunderstorm, mainly over the interior, the high 87 to 91. On Saturday, clouds and sun with an inland thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. We are located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater. I'd like to invite you to stop by and see our new boutique area and meet our staff of professional stylists. Here at Hello Gorgeous, we are ready to update your look with the latest trends. And with summer here, it's the perfect time to brighten up your look. So make your appointment now for those highlights and Brazilian blowout. But don't stop there. We are a full-service salon offering manicures, pedicures, and facials also. So if you've been searching for a salon to call your own, come and see us at Hello Gorgeous Salon. We are located at 48 South Magnolia Avenue in downtown Ocala, right next to the Marion Theater. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon at 351-5358. That's 351-5358. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too. 351-5358.
Hello, gorgeous.
Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many great people doing great things that we need nominations. You can nominate your own organization or any organization you choose. Simply send an email to WOCA@WOCA.com. And in 350 words or less, tell us why the organization you are nominating should receive 50 free chicken sandwiches from WOCA and Chick-fil-A at the Paddock Mall. We'll review your nominations and then select one deserving organization each month. We'll announce the winner and even read the winning entry on the air. Make sure to include the contact name and phone number of the organization that you are nominating. And thanks from your friends at WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall.
Pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine featuring local businesses and issues and written by local volunteers. Lady Lake Magazine has become a must-read in Marion, Lake, and Sumter counties, audited by Circulation Verification Council and serving the area for 23 years. Plus, Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. All we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 352-804-1223 and pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine today.
Now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
Thank you, Joe. 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. Beautiful looking Thursday morning. 73 degrees now here at the Paddock Mall. Broadcasting just outside the doors to the WOCA commissary. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called the food court.
Yes.
I haven't called it the WOCA commissary really in a while.
No, you haven't. You coined that phrase.
Got to get back into saying that.
Yeah,
all right, let's get back on track. The phone lines are open if you want to comment on the report that I was reading you some information about. I haven't been reading the report. I thought that might be a little boring, but the report is available if you go to the WOCA Facebook page. It's right now. It's the top thing. I did. What do you call the thing when you put a star on it? Favorite it or highlight it or something?
Highlighted.
So I don't know. Does that mean it stays at the top for a while?
I think so. I think it does, yeah.
So if you go to the
I'll make sure
now the WOCA page, by the way, is News Talk -WOCA. There is another one, an old one that we did, which don't do that one. Because,
No, there's nothing on there.
well, every once in a while there's something on there, but that's the old one. And that's when Facebook had the friend only thing, not the like thing.
Yeah.
And the friend only thing caps out at 2,000.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And so we needed more. We needed to be able to have more people joining us. So.
So we turned the friend only thing into a like page.
But there's still another WOCA page, and I don't know how you would get rid of it. But anyway, go to newstalk-WOCA, and the report is a PDF file, which always makes it nice. It makes it easier to print up, etc. And it is the 2014 long-term budget outlook. A report prepared by Congress and the Congressional Budget Office, and it should be at the top of the page if you go there. I hope I did it right. I see the little globe. That means it's public, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the phone rang. So let's take a call before we read any more from the Newsmax article. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hi. The calculation for myself, unfortunately, is already pretty close. In other words, I could have a lot more free time and make just a little bit less money instead of busting my back and just making a little bit more money than the Mendoza line, so to speak. So if it's going to get worse, all of us people in the lower middle class are just going to throw up our hands and say, hey, what the heck, let's just kick back and get what we can out of life, right?
Right. I thought the same thing. And what do you think that would make America look like then? I mean, I don't know. It's crazy to me. I kind of wonder, though, if we do that and we really are still entrepreneurial, we'll probably be doing a lot of things for bitcoins or things that are not. Well, bitcoins will be trackable then if we start doing that. But other barter things, I think we'll be doing that.
Yeah.
I think you'll see a lot of that. But the reason that more people are not entrepreneurial is because of all the red tape that you run into and all of the the roadblocks. And a lot of people say, well, that sounds great, but as soon as you really start getting your elbow grease going, you get so many roadblocks, it's not even worthwhile anymore.
Yeah, it is. It is frustrating. We've really messed up how easy it used to be to run or to start a business.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate the call.
And the government gets all that money, and then they're screaming because they don't have any money to operate the country with, but yet they can get billions of dollars for other things. It's strange. Well,
and that's the thing. That's the thing too. I mean, if you've ever tried to reason with somebody who's making these decisions, they're getting a really good paycheck, and they're getting a really good paycheck because you're paying your taxes.
That's right.
And so when you can't afford, for example, a mandate like health insurance, and some people are having this issue. Then all of a sudden they say, well, you need to budget your money better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, easy for somebody to say who makes, $80,000, $90,000 a year or more.
And they get the money free.
It's easy to say something like that to somebody who's making $7, $8, $9, $10 an hour. It's easy to say that to them. But but you and I love when these politicians go, I'm gonna live like the common folk do for a week.
Yeah.
I'm going to live on $7 a day. I bet I can do it. I just want to make a point here.
That's a slap in the face to us.
It's like the news items about the guy who's going to walk from Key West to Juneau, Alaska. Mm-hmm. Give me the report after you've walked it.
Yeah.
All these reports of these politicians who say they're going to spend a week living like the minimum wage workers.
Exactly.
They only tell you before they do it.
Right.
You never hear the report after they're done.
No.
I worked the whole week that way. Boy, I'm glad I got my job.
Yeah.
Boy, that was tough.
Yeah.
Boy, hot dogs and beans gets old quick.
That's right.
Yeah, they don't tell you when they're done with it.
No.
They tell you when they're going to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all the politicians.
All right, good morning. You're on the air. Thank you for calling and for waiting.
Good morning, Larry Robin. I hate to say I told you so, but years ago, I told you this was coming down the pike. And it doesn't matter whether they're Republicans or Democrats, they're all the same. They talk about these clowns that want to live on $7 a day or whatever it is a week. Yeah. but I bet you they don't get into a car and hope it starts.
Right.
Never mind wondering whether the air conditioning works.
Exactly.
I bet these people, when they go home, the air conditioner is set at 72, and everything is hunky-dory for the rest of the night. Never, instead of living in a house where, gee, I guess I better open the windows. And, this is so bad. It is unbelievable. It is really an example of the old saying, government of the crooks, by the crooks, for the crooks. Now, this thing with the debt, on the existing debt that has taken out, it was taken out on the interest rate prevailing at that time it was taken out. Why should that interest rate go up? I mean, isn't it like a house mortgage? It's a long-term debt to be paid off and was it 20, 30 years? You know, these people are just no end to how they can nail the average citizen's hide to the wall. And it's a disgrace. And we got to take our country back. The largest, most dangerous anti-American government in the world is in Washington, D.C. Remember that, folks. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Sonny. And he is right. I mean, he and others have been saying it. I guess you can say it's an optimistic thing, though, and there's some glimmer of hope. The very fact that the Congress has published this report. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the thing right there. You have the report right there. If you want it, look at it. How big is the report? Let me see if I'll click on it right here. If you go to WOCA's Facebook page, it is. Hold on, let me scroll down. Oh, it's pretty large. Oh, wow, it is huge. It's 144 pages. Mm-hmm. It's 144 pages, so you might not want to print it up. You'd probably be, well, if you can afford 144 pages of printing. But it's the 2014 long-term budget outlook. In the report, by the way, and Sonny mentioned the debt. This is a report from CNS News. Says here, between 2009 and 2012, the federal government recorded the largest budget deficits relative to the size of the economy since 1946, causing debt to soar. The total amount of federal debt held by the public is now equivalent to about 74% of the economy's annual output, which is a higher percentage than at any point in U.S. history, except a brief period around World War II.
Wow.
The report itself, the Congressional Budget Office report, states that the national debt stood at 39% of gross domestic product at the end of 2008.
Wow.
The massive debt will continue to increase over the next 2 decades because of an aging population, rising healthcare costs, and an expansion of federal subsidies for health insurance. The cost of Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare and subsidies,
Obamacare,
right, the Affordable Care Act, will rise to 14% of gross domestic product, or double, in other words, what it's been in the past. That, according to the report that I'm pointing out to you.
Gee.
Just published, July 2014.
Gee.
The tax and debt increases, according to this report, predict that it'll happen slowly and there will be no quick fixes. To put the federal budget on a sustainable course, the CBO, which stands for the Congressional Budget Office, recommends reducing spending for large benefit programs below the projected levels, letting revenues rise more than they would under the current law, or adopting some combination of those approaches. Fixing the problem years from now would represent a greater drag on output and income in the long term and would increase the size of the policy changes needed to reach any chosen target for debt, according to the report. By the way, yesterday's news included a story. If you heard our news, what do you call it, the News Bites thing we do?
Yeah.
We had a short story about how Congressman Rich Nugent made some of the national news sources, newscasts, news reporting. They weren't. I think there was one broadcast, and then the others were print, because he referred to the immigrants in the southwest part of the country, the children immigrants. He referred to them as gang members.
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
And so they picked on that. They picked on him because he said that. But if you think about what Congressman Nugent has tried to be saying, is it's kind of the same things that we just read right here. So I don't know. I mean, we all say that Congress is no good and there's not one good one in there.
Yeah.
And yet, when you speak to him, it sounds like he's got something figured out about what we should be doing, and it's just hard to have a voice. You know? So maybe they did him a favor by giving him a national stage. Maybe it gives him an opportunity to say the things that we here locally have been hearing him say. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, maybe it'll make a difference. Anyway, the report, you can make your own opinion based on looking at the report with your own eyes, reading it and digesting it in your own fashion. It's got charts, it's got lots of text, and it's a very useful tool. Go to the WOCA Facebook page, which is newstalk-WOCA.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A brief break in the barrage between Israel and Gaza.
Since the fighting began, Gaza has looked like a ghost town, but Hamas and Israel agreed to a 5-hour break in the fighting. The humanitarian ceasefire was requested by the UN to allow Palestinians, many who have been afraid to leave their homes, to stock up on basic supplies. The Bank of Palestine also opened one of its branches in the city, and hundreds of people are lining up to withdraw money.
Fox Radio's Emily Wither.
The Israeli military say 3 mortars were fired from Gaza into the south of the country. It's not clear who was responsible.
The Justice Department investigation into the IRS is expanding to include an inquiry into the disappearance of emails from ex-senior IRS official Lois Lerner. And Texas blues icon Johnny Winter has died in Zurich. He was 70 years old. Fox News, we report, you decide.
There's more to Fox News Radio than meets the ear. Go behind the headlines and join the conversation on the hottest stories of the day on the Fox News Radio Facebook page. Be a part of the Fox News Radio Facebook fan community. Post comments and tell us your opinions. See behind-the-scenes photos and videos and post your reactions to the stories that matter to you. Click the like button on Facebook and connect with breaking news and features like Fox in the Fast Lane, House Call for Help, and more. Go to Facebook.com/Fox News Radio.
Weeknights, we're busting out a brand new lineup. First, market fraud, government abuse, corruption. At 5, nothing's off limits on money with Melissa Francis. Then, from bloated bank fees to consumer scams. At 6, Jerry's exposing the issues impacting your wallet. Plus, get smart market insight and trusted analysis you won't find anywhere else. At 7, Lou Dobbs is all business. And the first and last name in business, Cavuto, shedding light on the biggest stories making headlines at 8. Only on the Fox Business Network, giving you.
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superiораluminumdesign.com.
Hello, everybody. I'm Buddy Martin, and it's on. The college football countdown is underway, and I'll be reporting all week from SEC Media Days in Hoover, Alabama, thanks to the sponsorship of Angie Lewis State Farm Agency, the Briggs Law Firm, and the Joe and Darla Priest team at Coldwell Banker Ellison Realty. Check us out as we broadcast live from Radio Row with the Southern Pigskin Radio team. And don't miss my columns on southernpigskin.com. Football's here. Game on.
All right, 3 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Thursday morning here at the Paddock Mall, just outside the food court. It is 75 degrees. Temperatures are rising a little bit, and it's only a 20% chance of rain today.
Nice.
For what it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Has that polar vortex made it to Georgia yet? I guess it wasn't supposed to come here, but did it make it? I think it did by now, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's there.
A summertime polar vortex.
Yeah.
Galen Unol is on the phone from Life South. Of course, he does this every day to share his knowledge and his sense of humor, and more importantly, to remind us of the importance of donating blood. And today, I can't wait to talk to him about the moon landing. There were certain things that we never knew, or maybe I'm the only one who never knew them. Galen, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robin. How are y'all?
Pretty good. Where are you right now?
Comfortably in the tree zone, Larry.
Comfortably. Sounds like I picture a hammock. I picture you got a hammock.
Yeah, this is the easiest part of the ride. That's for sure.
I think we should get a hammock. There should be more hammocks.
There you go.
You know the great thing about a hammock is they look a whole lot better than they are. Right? I mean, have you ever sat in a hammock for any amount of time?
Oh yeah, bugs, heat, yeah.
You have to have a pad, and then it's not necessarily easy to get comfortable.
Right.
But when you look at it, it's like, man, I wish I was in that hammock.
We can put one in our office.
It's funny.
And then you get in the hammock, and you're like, well, I'm in the hammock, and you put up with it for a little while longer. So it's like, yeah, that's a great thing.
That's a funny bit. I like that. But yeah, it does look good. You're right. It has. What I remember about hammocks was bugs. It's like, oh man, this is crazy. I'm going inside.
Everywhere. But, yeah, the wind better be blowing. But it looks a whole lot better than it actually is. And in our mind, we think the hammock is the greatest thing in the world. And then you lay down in a hammock, you're like, this is all that great. I'd much rather lap in a bed.
Funny observation. By the way, this segment with Galen Unold from Life South is sponsored by Penn Flooring.
Yep.
Providing quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Stop in and visit the spacious showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. We use Penn Flooring here at WOCA, and so should you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's great, Larry.
By the way, thank you. By the way, we've been kind of sprucing up the studio. Today's
yes.
Tonight is what do they call it again?
Chamber After Hours.
After Hours.
Yep.
So
I didn't know that. Nobody invited me to that.
At 5 o'clock at the Paddock Mall.
Nobody invited me either, to be honest with you. But.
No, we weren't invited.
I have to come by and then yell at Dan and Joe. I didn't get a text or an email or anything.
It's at 5 o'clock in the Paddock Mall, and you can tour the WOCA studios. See Penn Flooring.
I doubt that we'll be here.
Yeah.
We'll leave our door open so you can see our office.
Yes.
This is where the morning crew sits when they're not here. I mean, when they're not on
bring
here.
your business cards, because there's going to be some serious networking.
That's right.
That's
it's
right.
Networking time.
From 5 to 7.
Have shrimp?
They might have shrimp. Yeah. I don't.
Are they going to have alcohol?
They might. They usually do, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, well, back when I was a chamber ambassador, those were the two keys for a good event: was shrimp and wine, and there you go. That's all you needed to have.
What time is it? Do you know, Rob? What
5
time?
to 7.
5 to 7.
Yeah, from 5 p.m. until 7 p.m.
It's not here in the station. It's at a vacant store somewhere in the mall. I can't remember what store.
I can't remember.
Oh, so it's at the mall, not at the station.
Right.
The station.
But
Right.
our doors are open because, well, we're saying, come on in.
Yeah, all the businesses will welcome everyone that comes to After Hours to come in and tour their businesses in the mall.
Now I don't feel so bad about, oh my gosh.
So how's the blood supply right now?
We're hurting. We are really desperately in need of O, and so that's O positive and O negative, and we also need AB. So what happens is when we need O like that, we really need everybody to come in. So please come in. We're using more than we're collecting. Again, that happened on Tuesday. So we need to get that trend back over. So that's happened for 4 straight days, and we can't have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get out and donate blood if you can. If you are staying away from donating blood because you're honest with yourself and you say, "Well, I'm just a little scared, even though I don't want to tell anybody." Trust me, I was there too, and I was a wimp and a wuss and whatever other adjective works. And until I was in my 40s, I can't remember what year it was. I always say it that way. But it was in my early 40s.
Yeah.
And it turned out it was nothing. So, Robin, however, has been giving since she was 17.
Yeah, because my dad said it was the best thing to do, so he and I would always go. I trusted my dad always.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, it's by J.C. Penney's, the store where everybody's going to gather.
Okay.
It's next to J.C. Penney's. The sign says opening soon on this vacant store. So that's where the gathering is going to be.
All right.
Go by J.C. Penney.
Yeah. So you be part of the chamber an economic
you have to be
partnership.
a chamber member, but yeah, go crash it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Crash a party.
Who would know?
It's kind of hard when you're in the mall.
Yeah.
Pick up some business cards.
Oh, there's a party going on in there.
If you're a new guy at the chamber event, and you will get pounced on. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. And put one of those stickers on yourself with your name on it. You'll blend right in.
Absolutely right.
So I have a fun topic, Galen. I think you'll enjoy this one. The Apollo, for the first landing on the moon was July 20th, 1969.
Yes.
I was 14. Robin was 14. Here's what I remember from it. Watching it on TV and then going outside and looking up at the moon and saying, I don't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
No,
really?
No, I didn't say that.
I don't see those guys.
I was waiting for the
on
laugh. No, what I said. No, what I said.
see no tranquility. I see no sleep.
I don't see what they're talking about. No,
Wow.
what I really said was, wow, there's people up there right now. That's what I really said.
That is cool.
Anyway. So there's some stuff we never heard about, and if you did, let's say, oh, I knew that already, because I'm okay if I'm the last one who knows something. But let me start with the smells. Did you know that the moon has a smell?
That it has no smell?
That it has a smell? That it does have a smell?
Okay, I mean, it doesn't shock me because there is a little gravity, and so therefore it would probably smell like a sulfurous kind of a thing, right?
Wow, I think you might be really close. Yeah. Here's what happened. When the astronauts got back into the lunar excursion module, is that what they called it? The Eagle, the first one, the LEM, and every astronaut after that. They'd get back in, and they would have the dust and everything on their shoes and everything else. So when they took their helmet off, they could smell it. And
well, you know why, right? You know why it smells?
No.
There's nobody there to clean it up. I mean, you've got two guys who have been truly, two guys who have been living in this thing. You know that place stinks.
Oh gosh, yeah, you know that LEM smelled funny,
right?
yeah.
And so they just brought that smell with them to the moon. Just like every other man in the '60s, just left that mess, expecting somebody else to come and clean it up.
Here's the scientific explanation for the hugely distinctive smell. Scientists say that all this dust that had been up there for billions of years, making contact with oxygen for the very first time when it was in the LEM, released whatever smell was inside of it. The oxygen did.
That kind of makes sense.
And they said it smelled like spent gunpowder.
Gosh.
Oh, okay.
It smelled like...
Birdite.
Is that what that is? But can you imagine if the moon was made out of gunpowder?
Oh,
my gosh. Would have already gone up there and,
when
the rocket when the LEM would have left, it would have just exploded.
I know. It would have been
got there. Boom, boom.
Can you... that we would be saying to the kids, there used to be a moon. We used to have a thing in the sky at nighttime.
Yeah, we used to have tides. Yeah.
Right. That would have changed everything.
That's right.
The technical term for what that smell is, it's cut cheese. That's where the term
that is, yes.
Cut the cheese came from.
That's right.
Right? I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. I know that's what they've been saying in Wisconsin for a long time.
That's right.
Who cut the cheese? Neil Armstrong.
All right, here's another one. The American flags, plural, on the moon. The American flags are all now white.
Oh, my.
Space dust?
No, because they've been exposed without any atmosphere filtering out the, what do you call the?
UV.
Yeah, the UV. Right.
Oh.
That kind of makes sense.
So all the red, white, and blue has faded. I don't know how they know that.
You know what that's going to mean? The next time that somebody goes up there, like, see, the United States wasn't there.
Yeah, right.
All we have is this white flag left by Martians.
Right. The very first one, they made a mistake. They didn't realize this. The very first one, planted by, was it Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually was knocked down by the blast from the LEM when it took off.
Oh. Gosh.
And then they realized after that you got to move it farther away, otherwise it won't stay standing.
Wow.
Well, and also, I mean, the golf ball is still there that Alan Shepard hit, right?
Yeah, it should be there. He would.
They'll find that one day and go, see, the Martians play golf.
So far, have you heard these two things, that the moon smells like gunpowder and that the...
No, I haven't.
Okay, good.
I haven't.
Good.
Those are two interesting tidbits of knowledge that are now stuck in my brain.
All right, here's another one.
I'll never be able to use again. Thank you, Lee.
Here's another one. Edgar D. Mitchell. He was an astronaut. He wasn't authorized to do this, but he did it anyway. He did some ESP experiments. He had arranged with some people here in Florida, some physicians here in Florida, to try to see if they could read each other's minds from the moon.
Wow.
It turns out that Mitchell and his partners on Earth were probably out of sync during most of the experiment.
I bet.
But the results were published. The results were published in 1971 in the Journal of Parapsychology.
Okay.
Wow.
So what, he thought it would be a better, stronger signal from the moon.
All right, what am I thinking about? How many fingers am I holding up? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, boy, this moon smells funny.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey, who did that? All right, we need to take a little break, and we're going to be back with Galen Unol to continue this fascinating discussion of things we never knew about the landings on the moon.
About what I'm thinking during the break, Larry.
All right, all right. After the break, I will tell you what you've been thinking during the break.
Perfect.
All right. We'll be right back. I love this kind of stuff. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Intervals of clouds and sunshine today. There can be a shower with thunderstorm in the area this morning, but a couple of thunderstorms during the afternoon and evening hours, the high 87 to 91. And partly cloudy later tonight, low 69 and a few inland spots, 74 near the coast. Tomorrow, partly sunny with an afternoon thunderstorm, mainly over the interior, the high 87 to 91. On Saturday, clouds and sun with an inland thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Attention! Anyone interested in buying a new Chevrolet at GM supplier pricing or lower, turn up your radio now. The Red, White, and Boom sale starts now at Palm Chevrolet of Ocala. We've been instructed by General Motors to eliminate hundreds of new Chevrolets at GM supplier pricing or lower. You pay less than we pay, with no hassles or negotiations. The price you see is the price you pay on hundreds of new Chevrolets at GM supplier pricing or lower. 0 down on every new Chevy, no payments for 90 days, 0% financing for 72 months. Plus, Palm Chevrolet of Ocala will take any trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. And only Palm Chevrolet of Ocala gives you 2 years of free maintenance on every new and certified vehicle. Get GM supplier pricing or lower. No money down, no payments for 90 days, 0% financing for 72 months during the Red, White, and Boom sales event. Only at Palm Chevrolet of Ocala, 2300 Southwest College Road, exit 350, just east of I-75 in beautiful Ocala. Or visit palmchevrolet.com. 0 APR is $13.89 per thousand finance. Excludes Corvettes plus tax, title, license with approved credit. Find new roads. palmchevrolet.com.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Hi, I'm Darla Priest of Coldwell Banker Ellison Realty, and Joe and I believe in the team concept. That's why we're happy to be on Buddy Martin's team for sponsorship of his SEC Media Days report live from Hoover, Alabama. When it comes to real estate, however, we know the score at Coldwell Banker Ellison Realty. To speak with our team captain, call me, Darla Priest, 352-816-0887.
We are The Source, WOCA.
All right, thank you. 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. I've been trying to concentrate to see if I could pick up the ESP signals from Galen Unol, and I do have something to report. I think I am picking up on something. Galen, you there?
No, I am here, Larry,
okay,
as you know.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me yet. But is it? I'm picking up B, 2 Bs. I'm not really sure if that means anything to you. Hold on, wait. It's getting a little clearer. Brazilian. Brazilian blowouts. You're thinking about Brazilian blowouts.
Well, who isn't? You nailed it, Larry. I mean, I don't even know what a Brazilian blowout is. I'm thinking about it. I know it has something to do with hair, which I'm not an expert in. But I'm all in on this CD.
Thinking about Brazilian blowouts. See, I was too.
It is a haircut, right?
It's something to do with hair. I just like the name.
I don't really even know.
If I'm ever in Rio de Janeiro, I'm going to ask about it.
Yes.
By the way, that's
in
what I'm
Argentina.
saying. It's like a hammock. That's like Brazilian blowout. Well, I'll have one of those.
I'll have a Brazilian. How many you want? I'll take a Brazilian.
I know Larry, a Brazilian's a little different than a Brazilian blowout. But this I know.
By the way, today is Florida's birthday.
It is.
In 1821.
That's nice. That's the year when we became a state.
I know. When Spain,
before we became a state, we were nothing. We weren't even alive.
No, Spain ceded Florida to the U.S. I'm just looking at my map, my thing here. Okay, back to the moon. Are you ready for the moon?
Yes.
I got some
All right, Alice. Thank you.
more cool stuff from the moon. Okay.
Yes.
The very first words said on the moon were not.
The eagle has landed.
It might be the eagle has landed. We're not. What was it again? One small step for man, one small step for mankind.
Giant leap.
Right. Thank you.
Leap.
Those were the first words said from the point in which Neil Armstrong put his foot down.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that. But the actual first words were contact light.
Really?
Yeah, it makes sense because that's probably judging how hard they hit the moon.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. By the way, I mean, as far as quotes go, and one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. That is, whoever wrote that is brilliant. I mean, talking about summing up the entire thing in one small phrase.
Well, why do we doubt that it was Neil Armstrong who wrote it? I mean, don't we assume?
I don't say we doubt it.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's even. He's never denied it that I've heard. Right? He never, while he was alive. But if he did, it, makes him brilliant.
Beyond what he was already
sure
brilliant.
He had help.
Really? You think
he rode the heck out of a rocket?
I always.
But see, this. Okay, I'm sorry.
I am a big believer that the engineers who develop the rocket and develop the systems don't get nearly enough credit. The astronauts get all.
Oh yeah.
99% of all the
Well, they're the
credit.
quarterbacks.
And
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all. But it's genius and good for Neil. I mean, it's,
But let me remind you of a story that goes back to My Three Sons.
Okay.
The TV show. When I used to watch TV. On My Three Sons, the TV show, there was a young boy named Ernie, which I think was the fourth son or something.
Yeah, he was adopted.
And Ernie came back from school. He was so upset that his teacher gave him an F. And he gave him an F, and he said, "I don't understand why you gave me an F." And the dad went to the school, and the teacher said to the dad, "Look, I know that Ernie didn't write that. That's just not the way he talks." And Ernie said, "I know I don't write the way I talk, but I wrote this."
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Neil Armstrong. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. He couldn't have written that. That's not Neil.
It was a good story.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't take away credit from other people who've said things,
Yeah, exactly.
like gung ho. Whoever said gung ho for the first time,
Yeah. No, that's a knife.
I don't even know who said that one. But I see where you're going with that, Larry, and I decided not to take that trip with you.
Hold on, the phone rang. Good morning, you're on the air.
Hey, there are a group of people that think there were two different words spoken on the moon.
What do you?
Two words.
And what are the other two words?
And action.
That's right. There are some people who believe that.
Yeah, can you
I didn't hear
believe
what
they
she
believe
said. What
that?
She said the two words are and action.
Oh, Oh, gotcha. Yeah, absolutely.
Too funny.
You say that in Huntsville, Alabama, and you'll get in a fight.
Oh, man.
They don't even joke about it.
Not even, hey, the Japanese flyby, they saw the debris that we left, so that kind of proves it. So.
Yeah.
All those people shut up after that Japanese flyby, by the way, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
All right, so let's see. I told you that the moon has a smell. I told you the first words. Here's a cool one. What else I say? There's a sculpture on the moon.
Oh.
There's a tiny little sculpture. David Scott, commander of Apollo 15, was looking for a way to pay tribute to the people who had died in both the American and the Soviet space programs. Before his mission, he asked an artist by the name of Paul van Hooijdonk, he's a Belgian artist, if he would create a small statue to commemorate all of the astronauts that had died in pursuit of manned space travel. The sculpture was to be human-looking but not represent any race, any gender, or any nationality. So it's a little silver because they showed a picture of it. He also insisted that there would be no commercial gain from the creation of this little statue. And he brought it with him. It was about the size of an action figure, is what I saw.
Oh, my gosh.
The artist agreed, and on August 1st, 1971, the crew of Apollo 15 left this small statuette on the top of Mons Hadley alongside a plaque bearing the names of the 14 known astronauts who had died. 2 additional Soviet astronauts had also died at that point, but the USSR did not make their names public until after the mission.
Oh.
A few years later, the artist attempted to make some money by selling signed replicas of the sculpture, but Scott convinced him that it was a violation of their agreement, so the artist stopped, and there you go. So there's one priceless sculpture up on the moon.
Wow. That is awesome.
How about that?
I don't think I'm going to go get that.
All right, here's another one. Wait, okay, did you hear this? Did you know that there was a Holy Communion on the moon?
No.
Did you ever hear this?
No, I didn't know a priest made it.
Okay, let me see what it says here. Buzz Aldrin felt that the occasion was too important to let it slip by without doing something of significance. The NASA bosses had warned the astronauts that since practically the whole world would be listening in, they should not engage in any overtly religious observations during their trips to the moon.
Oh.
They were supposed to be representing all of humanity, and they didn't want to offend anybody. But Buzz Aldrin, after the landing was complete and they were waiting to take their historic steps, he got on the radio and he asked everyone who was listening to find a way to reflect on the moment and give thanks however they saw fit. And then he pulled out a wafer of unleavened bread and a small flask of wine that he had stowed away.
Good for him.
He recited a passage from the Gospel of John, and then he ate the wafer and drank the wine, and he became the first and only person to observe the Holy Communion on the moon. Neil Armstrong was there. It says he watched his partner respectfully but did not partake.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh. Isn't that something?
Well, Neil was working on his speech. Let's be honest, he was a little distracted.
Yeah. No, you can't ever leave God out of the equation.
And then we go back to the phone. Good morning, you're on the air.
Yes, I heard about that statuesque. I heard it was like this little 3-inch, G.I. Joe looking thing, only it was in an astronaut suit. But the question before that I had was before that with his first famous words when he landed. I mean, isn't that more likely something that was already scripted before? I mean, they planned on what his, like Kennedy's astronaut would, they have people writing these things for him and stuff.
Did you see that? Have you seen that anywhere? Because I've never seen anybody who actually said that.
He's never admitted it. I mean, it's never been published that anybody other than Neil penned it.
I just think we're taking credit away from this guy.
Yeah, I think it's his words.
And I don't mean to do that. I just wondered if something that significant, was planned on. All right, when you get on the moon, you got to say something really.
Well, maybe he and his wife said, "Honey, what do you think I should say?"
Yeah.
Maybe his wife wrote it.
I mean, really? Wouldn't you plan ahead for something? You're
you would plan it.
I'm sure it was planned.
The first thing that pops into your head, like, gee, it's dusty over here.
But really, what's going to happen if you say, you know what, I'm going to say what I want to say. I don't care what they're telling me to say.
Exactly.
What are they going to do? Fire me?
Right. He's already there. He's already made history.
There's only one mouth that's going to say these words.
We have to say something profound because he's going to be remembered for this forever.
Yeah, right.
I know.
So
I'll
there's
Google it and see if it was really his.
there's a lot of articles written about that.
Yeah.
So,
Can you imagine if you said, "Who let the dogs out"?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, every one of them.
Thank
said
you,
that
Karen.
Neil pinned it and said it, but and NASA didn't know he was going to say it. Is the story? So
Yeah, that's what I heard from the documentaries, that he had it right then, as soon as he was coming down the ladder. That's what he thought.
I want to tell you too.
I thought, I've heard that too, and I'm like, there's no way he had to have pinned that ahead of time and planned on it. But again, it's a remarkable. What is it? 6 words, I guess, that wrap up and culminate the whole.
Absolutely.
To the moon in a little bell.
Yeah.
It's inspired. I mean that's for sure.
So 2 more things real quickly. We've got 45 seconds. I want to let you know that Alan Shepard told reporters afterwards, and not too a long time afterwards, that when he first stepped on foot on the moon, he started crying like a baby.
Oh.
I've heard that. I have heard that.
So emotional.
Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to tell you was that of all the people who've been to the moon, only one of them was actually a scientist. And it was toward the end of the program. They wanted to make sure they sent a scientist. So here's how it's put. A scientist going to the moon was like sending a historian back to Gettysburg.
Oh, wow.
And so, all right, we're absolutely out of time. I just love that segment. Galen, where's the Bloodmobile?
Bloodmobile today is at the Publix on East State Road 40.
All right.
Right there on the boulevard.
Donate blood, Galen. Have a great day. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you, Larry. Robin.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A brief break in the barrage between Israel and Gaza.
Since the fighting began, Gaza has looked like a ghost town, but Hamas and Israel agreed to a 5-hour break in the fighting. The humanitarian ceasefire was requested by the UN to allow Palestinians, many who have been afraid to leave their homes, to stock up on basic supplies. The Bank of Palestine also opened one of its branches in the city, and hundreds of people are lining up to withdraw money.
Fox Radio's Emily Wither.
The Israeli military say 3 mortars were fired from Gaza into the south of the country. It's not clear who was responsible.
The Justice Department investigation into the IRS is expanding to include an inquiry into the disappearance of emails from ex-senior IRS official Lois Lerner. And Texas blues icon Johnny Winter has died in Zurich. He was 70 years old. Fox News. We report, you decide.
There's more to Fox News Radio than meets the ear. Go behind the headlines and join the conversation on the hottest stories of the day on the Fox News Radio Facebook page. Be a part of the Fox News Radio Facebook fan community. Post comments and tell us your opinions. See behind-the-scenes photos and videos and post your reactions to the stories that matter to you. Click the like button on Facebook and connect with breaking news and features like Fox in the Fast Lane, House Call for Help, and more. Go to facebook.com/Fox News Radio.
Weeknights, we're busting out a brand new lineup. First, market fraud, government abuse, corruption. At 5, nothing's off limits on money with Melissa Francis. Then, from bloated bank fees to consumer scams. At 6, Jerry's exposing the issues impacting your wallet. Plus, get smart market insight and trusted analysis you won't find anywhere else. At 7, Lou Dobbs is all business. And the first and last name in business, Cavuto, shedding light on the biggest stories making headlines at 8. Only on the Fox Business.
Yeehaw! Howdy, folks. RL here to invite you to DQ. Dairy Queen is serving the crispiest, juiciest, most tasty chicken tenders, all beef chili dogs, and quarter-pound cheeseburgers on earth. And you get crispy fries, a drink, and an ice cream sundae of your choice for only $5. Remember, at DQ, you can lick their cones, but you can't beat their shakes. Dairy Queen, Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
Hey, Gator fans, you know what that means. Football season is just about here, and there'll be life in the swamp again soon. Catch my reports all week from the SEC Media Days on The Source. And cheer up, for crying out loud.
Hi, Hi, I'm Angie Lewis, and I'm a huge college football fan. That's why the Angie Lewis State Farm Insurance Agency is proud to sponsor Buddy Martin's SEC Media Days report live from Hoover, Alabama. When it comes to football, Buddy is the expert. When it comes to insuring your future, I'm the expert. Call me, Angie Lewis, at 291-2444 or drop by our new location on Fort King Street in the beautiful historic district. And good luck to your team.
This is Randy Briggs of the Briggs Law Firm. My son Bo and I are 5th and 6th generation Ocala natives and have been helping accident victims for over 39 years. That's why we are proud to be a sponsor of Ocala's Buddy Martin and his SEC Media Day reports, live from Hoover, Alabama. For SEC football information, tune in to Buddy. If you or a friend need help with an accident claim, call us at the Briggs Law Firm, 671-4600.
Sign up for this year's Marion County Heart Walk and be part of a local movement that's helping others live longer, healthier lives. Join me, Corey Poole, your 2014 Marion County Heart Walk Chairman, and walk with me on Saturday, October the 4th at the Baseline Road Trailhead. It's a free event promoting physical activity and heart-healthy living. To find out how you can help fight the #1 killer of all Americans, visit us online at marionheartwalk.org.